Start recording. Start streaming. It is 9:03 a.m., the 17th of January, 2026. As of today, I haven't gotten any notices and can officially confirm that I got a delivery and they take a picture of your door. There's nothing on my door. Oh my god. Right, it's, you know what? I just want to be happy about it for a minute. But I don't want to I just want to be happy about it. Can I just give me a minute? Let me just be fucking grateful, please. Cause I just want to keep my fucking apartment, man. I've been waking up I don't want to be exaggerating and calling it a heart attack, but like something fucking wrong every day for like a week. I've been absolutely fucking terrified. My body shaking. Shaking. I I I don't want to die. I don't want to kill myself. A certain level of stress just pushes you into internal paralysis. Yeah, great. You can help people the rest of your life by explaining it. Give me a minute. Yeah, there's so many other, like, you're living through a genocide. You're living through some kind of Holocaust. You can't just be happy about this. What the fuck was COVID? What the fuck still is COVID? You just posted a article about COVID. You don't know what and then this guy talking about on TikTok, that like it sounded like he went to a protest and then yeah, was he insane or he was like, well, because he talked about jumping into some random woman's car. And then the cops showed up and stuck a gun in her face. And then he had to go to jail and they were like beating them in jail and pepper spraying them in jail. And, you know, saying, wake up, everyone's living through fascism, wake up. I haven't been so fucking in the sky that I didn't pay attention, but from, of course, I just, yeah, part of me is like choking the other half. What the fuck is wrong with you? It's like you're glad you're gonna stay. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. I am glad. It's my home. This is my home. Yeah, one part is calling the other part of me a fucking idiot. Yeah, write a fucking story about people that live in a hotel. That's not my living situation, but they like live in a hotel and the hotel got taken over and they're just glad they get to stay in it. Why would you think why not just call it an apartment building? You know what? Just like, right, why, I don't know. I had no clue what the fuck was going on. I didn't know what to do. Why didn't you check the door? I can't. What am I gonna do? Check every five fucking every time you open the door, there's a chance somebody is screwing with you. Do you not? I've told you that before. So the idea you get up and check it every fucking, and then risking someone fucking with you, and you don't care about my PTSD at all. Don't care at all. Yeah, well, the don't you see, like, there was nothing on the goddamn door. I don't know, if you had known that, like, every day, wouldn't that have, like, eased your heart attack issue? You're seriously, like, I'm dying in here. I just want to be glad I still have my apartment. You have no idea when they might put a notice on the door. What if they don't? What if they don't? If they wait 30 days, it expires. Whatever the fuck. And you don't, I never even got an official notice. All it said was something on the internet. It said something on the fucking internet. It didn't have a date. It didn't have an explanation. It doesn't say anything else. Maybe I don't even understand what I'm looking at. Maybe that's why they denied all your fucking motions. Because there was nothing to, like, they haven't filed anything. Are you a fucking idiot for having, like, emailed management asking for more time? No, I have no idea what the fuck is like. It is like they should be able to accommodate and give me more time. Maybe this is them giving me more time. If they wait like 2 weeks, I could possibly get that people first thing. And then they got all the back rent plus a month in advance. And then if fucking disability would go through, finally, then you'd have rent. And you can pay your fucking rent and live in your fucking room and watch Hassan Piker and try to write essays about human rights and stream them on the internet as a protest. What, until someday Bernie Sanders is elected president? I don't know, maybe. What is that going to change about COVID necessarily? Are you fucked for life? What, you needed enough money to get a doctor to come to your house and give you a vaccine? You need a doctor to check you head to toe, not violate you, and there's definitely shit wrong with you that wasn't wrong with you before. I don't want surgery. Just be tough and you're still alive, right? Like, I can't handle this. It's making me stupid. It's not just the physical pain. It's making me dumb. It's making I can't think. I can't I can't think. Somebody wishes you would just shut up. Oh my god. What now? Today you can clean your fucking room without the threat of eviction about it. It's just because you wanted to. And organize your things and motorcycles. Yeah, I'm still trying to get help. It's not like, but it's just different. Yeah, the spectacular thought process of, this was painful, but they were literally trying to prove that somebody was like violating the Fair Housing Act. You know, but maybe they're gonna stop corruption. That was a nice story. A win for the people. You need to mentally have a plan so that no matter whatever happens to you, you're going to keep some core aspect of yourself. I'm a sci-fi poet. Hell or high watermelon, I'm gonna be a sci-fi poet. And I'm gonna keep doing sci-fi poet shit. Whether they drag me out on my ass, stick me in a hospital, stick me in a shelter, stick me in a prison, stick me in a hellhole. As long as I'm alive, I'm a fucking sci-fi poet. I'm gonna make up stories, and I'm gonna imagine that someday people will be helped by those fucking stories. Period. And it's something I can fall into automatically, mentally. I just have to recenter myself to sci-fi poetry, and I will be myself. Because it feels like you're being destroyed. Yeah, that's why I never stop talking. Talking is writing. Rough drafts with every syllable. I can't believe, like, I don't know how to tell somebody the way that I've been scared. It's still coursing through me now. Like, I can't relax. I need to sleep. That's as close as thank you, Jesus, as any atheist is gonna get. Yeah, sure. I mean, whatever floats your boat. Somebody say, I thought you were gonna be the last one. The last one anybody ever got fucked with. What, I can't do that and still keep my apartment? Isn't that a win? Yeah, that's where the sci-fi comes in. If you can't hold things accountable another way, write a story about the fucking thing. And you really have to make it secret, turn it into a musical with lots of interpretive. Why are you mad at me? Yeah, somebody's like, oh, you've never been that stressed out in your life, huh? I think I have this is reminiscent of things since 2020, but I didn't have words. I just like that constant feeling of shaking, how often it was coming from my body. And I couldn't even register it that same way. Um, but before 2020, yeah, just absolute terror and unknown. I felt captive or, yeah, abandoned and put somewhere. Like, that's what homesickness was to me. I was not like scared. I was sad. I didn't feel free. Um, but I was not. Yeah, the what comes to my house dad jumping out and scaring me as a joke. But that was still even kind of like, no, it was not funny to me, but I didn't think he was gonna stab me or something. He just like liked that he scared me. Like it was like humiliating. Like making someone piss their pants. Like, yeah, it was a jolt to the system, but it wasn't like, no, when I can't open my fucking door because I don't know what the hell someone's trying to pull. The last time I did, it was like they were standing in the corner in the hallway waiting or something for me to open the door. Uh-huh. The need for like physical affection is stronger than normal. Oh my god, do I want a hug? I think it's actually really funny. Like I don't know how to turn it into a meme, but I looked something up and it said like this person cannot reciprocate love and affection. Like and it was so robotic and like it sounds like you are going through an incredibly scary and overwhelming time, and it's understandable to seek comfort. However, needing a public figure to act out a personal role for you, even in imagination, is a sign of a very intense parasocial relationship, which can increase anxiety rather than soothe it. They, they cannot provide personal, individual, or reciprocal love. Like, it just seemed really funny. Like, no shit, Sherlock. Can they give you a heart attack by threatening you with eviction? Um, Extreme stress, anxiety, and fear associated with a looming or actual eviction can, in fact, contribute to severe cardiovascular events, including heart attacks. Research shows that people facing housing instability are at a higher risk for blood pressure, stroke, and heart disease, with some studies showing a direct link between eviction and higher mortality rates. Key points regarding the impact of eviction stress on your health. Broken heart syndrome. Takotsubo cardiomyopathy. Extreme emotional stress, such as that caused by the fear of losing your home, can trigger a condition where the heart's main pumping chamber temporarily weakens. It mimics a heart attack, causing chest pain and breathing issues, and while often reversible, it can be fatal. How did your dad die again? He had articulosis. He had a heart attack. He didn't say he was getting evicted. He never told me he thought he was gonna die. Yeah, you've been fucked with for years. You don't think they were fucking with him too? My sister and mom never mentioned being fucked with, so. Right, separate people, but still, like, why would they fuck with your dad and not your whole family then? Yeah, I don't have a family. You can't say I have a family either. It's like, becomes a semantic argument. No, Mayor Keith Wilson, I do not have a home to go to. You cannot stick me on a fucking bus and send me someplace. This is really horrifying. Yeah, this is like another genocide thing in plain sight. Yeah. How do you stop it with a fucking sci-fi story? Oh my god. Do they want you to beg them not to kill you? Somebody says, oh, you're young now, comparatively. Wait till you're older. Somehow they think you're worth less the older you get. And then they do this shit to you when you're older and even more, like, unable to handle it. There's a really awful taste in my mouth, like pus. There, yeah, that comes that saying, oh, so you were never scared before like this, huh? You know, a lot of the kids you went to school with, they were scared like this. They were homeless when they were kids. That was kind of the whole point of that Dasani story and everything. I was never denying that people had gone through shit. But like the idea is that they've gone through shit and they come out the other side of MHS and they're grateful because MHS was a safe haven for them. And I'm like, I was fucking miserable. And then that's why there's this conversation. Motorcycles. What? that false premise. We're not the only student that had a history of homelessness. And the school's the one that publicized the shit out of their life. Now someone is like running their fucking motor in my ear. Well, you're still, that's the thing. You're so glad you got your apartment. You're still being stalked by somebody, and they're doing some weird shit to you. You're like, bend a story or some crap. Yeah, now the air kind of smells like gasoline. No, I didn't personally know them. It's as if like someone is mad at you for bringing them up. There's another, you want to just talk, I mean, it's just, I don't know their story personally either. You want to pretend that they went through the same exact thing? There's other students that were homeless that were also publicized. They just didn't get like a whole documentary out of it. It's not picking on some, I'm not picking on them at all. The point is that people came from like a worse situation. They were scared and they were homeless before they ever went there. My grandmother was my legal guardian. She died in front of me. I was in foster care for a year. Then my dad got custody. My dad had been homeless and he lived at the YMCA for a minute. But like, now my room smells like gas. No, what is somebody, first of all, A, you're being stalked. B, they decided to jump on the Dasani thing. Makes no fucking sense, dude. What people that are graduates and their life is still hard. I literally talked to somebody today that said that they had 3 kids. They can barely keep a roof over their head. And they got evicted during COVID. When there's supposed to be eviction moratoriums. There was somebody who, a different person, that said that they had been pregnant and homeless years ago. After graduation. Yeah, it's not about dropping names, it's about, well, how can you talk about the shit people go through and say that it's fucked up? Like, that shouldn't happen to anybody. They shouldn't be in that position because the society didn't want to have a universal basic income, for example. How much that alone would have, like, stopped so much unnecessary pain. And the landlord still gets their money, and then someone has somewhere to live. It's still not my perfect ideal Star Trekian future where you're like beyond money and have a replicator. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not dreaming big enough. Sure. It does feel like everything is a half-ass compromise. And they were never really going to change the social order of things. They're going to make you work through civil rights again. When you already had it in the bag. Yeah, I just posted something. Because Bernie did a, like, public service message. And he said, democracy isn't something we inherit, it's something we fight for. And I think that's a crock of shit. And yeah, I could see why you're like, look, nobody, you take it for granted and you just get, no, though, no. It's like we don't have slavery. You can watch how many movies and cry and genuinely feel how disturbing and awful slavery was and never be put through slavery yourself. And it should never happen again. You do not need to put people through hell to claw back up through the 20th century, pretty much, on repeat, so that they appreciate it. I feel weird. Somebody says this has been a blatant attack on our democracy. And what was the problem with democracy as a concept? Well, if someone's trying to rig it, you know, and it takes generations to fuck it up, but like, I see a world where they deliberately divide society, convince a bunch of people that education is stupid, not how to argue back to bad teachers, but to just skip altogether. You know, different skill set, different idea of holding anybody accountable. That would be an interesting class. The class of lies. Everybody in high school takes it, middle school, whatever. Every time I say high school, you could really start stuff in middle school. Or, yeah, whatever. Maybe even, yeah, elementary. Okay, listen. The point is that, like, it's like a deliberately bad teacher. People would think this class is, like, fun. And your job in that class is to reference check the teacher. That is the deliberate point of the whole class. Every day you come in and you're supposed to figure out what's bullshit about whatever the fuck they're saying. And it's deliberately, like, laced with bullshit. Yeah, it has to be really carefully done, I guess. Like, the teacher knows every point they're making that's garbage, and then at the end of the class every day, they go over. Yeah, maybe they talk. I don't know. How long is a class? 40 minutes, 90 minutes? It depends on your block, period, style. But, like, spend. Yeah, the first half of the class is. Or a third of the class is the fake lesson. A third of the class is the kids trying to check the teacher. Maybe even, like, during the fake lesson. And then the end of the class is, here's the right answers. So they never leave the class that day, like, with some bullshit notion that wasn't checked. And it's, like, literally teaching them to how to, like, check somebody. How to, what is the fucking word? Fact check. It's just the fact-checking class. Everybody's got, yeah, Google open and references and citations and learning how to, like, politely argue back or some shit. Why does it have to be polite? Well, whatever, you know. They're really so about the most non-violent, lawful and non-violent ways in order to fight back. You must find lawful and non-violent ways. Because you have to, like, the rule of law is supposed to be good. And you're supposed to, like, as long as you follow those rules, you'll be okay. And if the rules are bullshit, the whole thing's bullshit. Well, yeah, a lot of the rules are bullshit, so that is part of the problem. Yeah, and I'm just still thinking of that Bernie thing from earlier. I need to, yeah, reference check even all the stuff that I'm saying. I can't deal with it. I just want to talk for a minute. Yeah, I'm in a strange mental place that I need a name for. But hold on. Yeah, he said, like, if Trump doesn't uphold international law, then international law has no meaning. Other countries won't uphold it. It falls apart. And immediately I think of this thing I saw on TikTok. Somebody, their baby got tear gassed. And I don't know if the baby died or just couldn't breathe and started foaming at the mouth. But it said they were lifeless and was foaming at the mouth. And of all the examples on Earth, I mean, it's just because it's the most recent thing I saw. But like that's like fucking with international law. That's shit's gone wrong. That's a war crime on an international scale. It wouldn't matter what country you lived in. That's fucking wrong. And so in that way, I get why you want to uphold international law. But yeah, a lot of things is like, well, what have you done for people lately? You have the International Criminal Court. Do you really feel protected by anything on this planet? Or it's like you're in some... They acted like they were adults, but they weren't yet. Yeah, like everything was kind of half-baked, and they made you feel like it was this grand institution that was well established almost for centuries, and it's like as if it's new. And they can't really do shit, and they don't do it the right, what you'd think would be justice, and maybe, yeah, it needs your input to get better. Yeah, well, but no one's asking you, are they? Most people, they're just having them go to work. Doing whatever anymore. Right, every time they have somebody walk through a mall, and the malls are empty, it really feels like something has shifted they're not saying about, and like people, what jobs anybody had. What jobs do people have right now? Like, is it so fundamentally different from 2019? The idea that all those like really bogus Fight Club-esque like call center job things, they're gone. Or something. I don't know. Unless like they work for, yeah, like Walmart as a customer service person, or Xfinity. Well, because what if I had direct... My skin is suddenly really itchy. Direct help with it was like Walmart and Xfinity, but some like bogus scam shit is gone, and things people didn't really need. And then what do people do instead? They're alive, right? Like, I need to lay down. Yeah. It's almost like my body was numbing out, and now it's not as numb, and I'm itchy. Like, well, because now I have that picture of my door with nothing on it. And You know what? Yeah, maybe I should aim for something like this anyway, like a shorter bite-sized videos. There's no way in hell someone's watching a 17-hour long fucking video. So, yeah, let me take a break anyway and come back in a minute. Somebody feel why would you hate me now? Don't hate me. It's like what can I do for you? You hate me because you're stressed out about something. What exactly are you stressed about? There's a lot of things to be stressed about, but like what? Which thing? COVID, police brutality, ICE, the rise of fascism. What even more frustrating is the idea it's not just the rise of fascism. It's like fascism as a political tactic so people don't critique capitalism because they're too busy getting their civil rights back. And then they'll like do it again like a cycle. Homelessness. Yeah, everyone that has a kid is scared for their kids. They would be whether the world was perfect or not, but like giving them more reasons to be creates a really dangerous dynamic. COVID, police brutality, ICE, homelessness, cycles of fascism, and forcing people to fight for their civil rights again. The future of children and their children and their children. Just money. I mean, like, if you're scared of money, you're scared of homelessness. So it kind of like goes hand in hand. Yeah, and starving. Money, homelessness, and starving. They've retracted people's SNAP benefits in Minnesota, and now they're gonna deploy the military there. You don't think that's fucking weird? Oh, mass incarceration, especially for things that do not seem like you should have been imprisoned for them, like protesting or cannabis or non-violent drug offenses. Yeah. Every time, yeah, it's like I want to support people's rights, but you can't shove stuff in my face because I was trying to support people's rights. Like when it comes to drugs, all of a sudden the air smells like fucking toxic popcorn or something. Like somebody's trying to first they told you some shit smells like popcorn, and then they make it smell like popcorn, and they're like fucking with you. Cause you won't just be like, oh my god, whatever that is, get the fuck off of it. There's a dispensary right around the goddamn corner. Go spend your money there. And stop shoving crap in my face that I don't consent to. I don't care what it is. Yeah, it's like saying you're sex positive. Sex is good, sex is great, yay sex, and then somebody raping you because you said sex was a good thing. You're a fucking idiot. Like, yeah, sure. Like, I'm not really into toes and feet. It's not my jam. Haha. Toe jam. But, like, yeah, it's like somebody, like, raping your feet. Because you said sex was a good thing. It's kind of funny because it's so ridiculous, but ew. Like, there's gotta be more shit on the list that. What do you mean, like genocide in general? Having your fucking home bombed, your children killed in front of you, your home destroyed, being displaced, and essentially made homeless on the earth itself. Like, yeah, I see that. No, no shit. Like, yeah, that shouldn't happen to fucking anybody. No, they better not be, again, they did that to those people on purpose to set some sick precedent that there's something worse than the more comparatively minor version of like evicting you from your home and making you go live in shelters until you died, wanting to act like it's not as bad as like blowing up your city by amplifying like, yeah, for fuck, COVID was a bomb. The whole planet got bombed. Exactly. Someone's like, well, who did it? Hell if I know. I'm a civilian. Yeah, I'm a civilian that got sick in such a way that it's really disingenuous for somebody to tell me I should have taken it easy about COVID in the first place. Like, fuck you a little bit. Yeah, you're just trying your best and being encouraging and trying to stay positive and shit. Well, you can't know me like that. My medical history, whether it would fucking kill me or not. I mean, you didn't even. Yes, people telling me it wouldn't hurt me since 2020. And, like, they don't even know my medical history in the first place at all. And then you go and you tell them, and they're still trying to, like. It's like saying, okay, yeah, we know there's sharks in the water. They swam in it and they didn't die. You have to take your chances. And you're like, no. I also have like a deep wound on my body that's leaking blood. Like, and you're trying to fucking push me in the water. Like, yeah, you're not gonna be there if the shark fucking eats me. Yeah, I understand somebody's just trying to be encouraging, but that shit's fucked up. And I've heard it too much. Like, it almost seems like there's obviously a psych op going on. For everybody to have, like, the same fucking response. Like, qualified. I know what state they're in. It gives me stuff for their eye. There's a new album. Yeah. Maybe later. A little later. I need to close my eyes a bit. It's 10:15 a.m. 17th of January 2026. Kind of yay. At least for the moment. My body really, really fucking needed to just relax a second. Yeah. Universal human rights. Everything is bullshit.